I'm William Hammersley, co-founder of Arctic Farm. We make an absolutely delicious, really tangy, tart-tasting frozen yoghurt. Arctic Farm started about 4 years ago when me and my best friend Chris ended up, by pure chance, in the same halls at university. Me and Chris have always been really entrepreneurial. We saw a gap in the market for frozen yoghurt. It's doing absolutely amazing in America at the moment, and it's really starting to pop up in London with frozen yoghurt cafes kind of popping up. And so we thought, we'd start making it and selling it in Bath. And so we bought a massive batch ice cream machine, put it in my mum's kitchen, bought a Victorian ice cream cart, kind of made a mess of my mum's kitchen during the evening making it up, and went out selling it during the day. People absolutely loved it, but we wanted to make it a lot bigger than it was. So we got a manufacturer on board, and we did all of our branding, and we went and we managed to get it into the supermarkets half a year later. And since then it's been going really well. We're selling in about 100 stores, and we're growing the business. The original idea that me and Chris had was that we would call the business Froyo, which is a generic term for frozen yoghurt in America. And it turned out that we weren't able to trademark that in the UK. So me and Chris would just spend all of our time in the library kind of brainstorming names. We actually went to a design agency to kind of help us through that process. We had a couple of meetings. We really spoke through the intricate kind of the ethos behind our company, all of our products, and kind of mind maps what we wanted the brand to be about, basically. And so once we'd done that, the brand design agency, they went away, kind of came up with a few variants, a few different names. When they presented Arctic Farm, we just kind of fell in love with it. It was a little bit cartoony, so it was quite young. It was really fun, which I think definitely reflects our business and our ethics and where we've come from. The Arctic Farm reflected the fact that it was really fresh, and it was natural. It was kind of wholesome and healthy as well. It reflected all of those things, which I think was very important, and it also reflected our customer. Our customer are young, trendy, trend-setting people. The sort of checks that we carried out to make sure we could use our business name were that firstly we had to make sure that no one else had the same name trademarked. Had to make sure no one had anything that was kind of ambiguous, so anything similar to Arctic Farm would have meant that we wouldn't be able to use it in the food category. And also we had to check that we would be able to buy the domain name, and that was completely free. And they're all the checks that we made before we put our application in for the trademark. It was very important for us to be able to use our business name in the website address. For starters, if someone had seen it in the supermarket and wasn't kind of sure about it, it meant that if they wanted to search it on the internet, it was very easy for them to find, and if they saw the website address, they would know that that's what it was. Personally, I think that the business name has made an absolutely massive effect to the success of our business. The fact that it really reflects, it's really youthful and fun. It reflects our kind of company ethos. Also the fact that it really works well with the product. When you think of Arctic Farm, you think fresh, natural, healthy, and I think that's what really comes across well with Arctic Farm. My 3 top tips for choosing a business name would be: number 1, make sure you have a really memorable, snappy name, something that people will remember. If they see it on the shelves, they're going to be able to tell people about it. Number 2 would be to have it really relate to your company ethos, your customer, and the actual product, so it brings up the right emotions and the right connotations with the product. And my 3rd piece of advice would be to just ask as many people as you can, friends, family, ask their opinions on names that you've come up with, and get them to help you come up with ideas as well, because there are so many people out there. You're not the only one who has to think of the business name, so just get everyone and anyone to help you think up names, basically.